There they are. Oh, I forgot to turn that on. Silly me. Right, let me just get these turned on. Microscope. Come on. There we go. Right, where's the chat? There we go. Right. So, it's taken 9 days to dry this, so it was a roughly, without being too scientific, let's see if we can get this camera working quickly. I thought it was already on. My bad. Oh, come on. Right, come on, connect. Let's connect that again. Let's go back. Oh, come on. I did have this all set up, but come on, you've got to work. There we are. Right, little fluke. Where are you? There she be. Right, let's get back to a good view. Okay, so about 9 days ago, if you don't know what's going on, we dropped a fully working iPhone 5C into a glass of water for about 7.5 seconds. Realistically, probably about 10 seconds by the time I got it out and dried it out. And then we put it in rice. Let's see if we can get a better camera angle. We put it in an airtight container in a kilogram of rice to see, will rice fix my phone? So I skipped a day on Sunday, which it did dry out quite a bit on the Sunday, but there was still puddles left under the shielding. So day one, still puddles after 19 hours. 43 hours in, still puddles. 67, puddles. 89 hours, still puddles inside the phone, but it had started drying out between those 2 days. I skipped Sunday, so you're looking at 48 hours in between, and on Monday, about 137 hours in, it looked dry, the board did, so we took the shielding off, and there were still puddles underneath the shielding. So the next 2 days, which takes it from about 137 hours up to 185 hours, that's 185, can't even read my own handwriting, we'll go for 185, till it's completely dry. So somewhere in between 161 and 185, the phone actually dried out. Now, it's fairly warm down here, so I don't know if I'd left this phone on the side if it would dried just the same. So I can't say that. what I will say is that's not quick enough to dry a phone out. So certainly this isn't magical rice that will just dry your phone out, because the majority of people would have charged their phone by now. And if they'd charged it at any time, if you'd put, this might even still be wet when we take the shielding off. But if you'd put power through this at any time, you're going to fry the board in a big way, and that's what kills the board. See you later, iPhone. So now it's fully dried. Let's have a look at the damage. People are going to be watching this going, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? This is just to show how long it would take to dry a phone out properly if you put it in rice. And all we did was take the phone, dry it like you'd normally would. We didn't disconnect the battery, because a lot of people can't disconnect the battery. A lot of people have no idea how to open an iPhone. So if you know how to open an iPhone, it seems real simple, but to the average person, trying to open one of these devices is scary. So they just don't. They turn it off and they do what everybody suggests: stick it in rice, stick it in magical good old rice. But I just want to do a few videos on showing you the sort of damage that occurs when you're sticking it in rice. And really what I think happens is it's just making you feel better. It's not doing anything. In fact, it's probably slowing down the drying process. I'm going to do a video where we get 3 amounts of water in same sort of, maybe we'll do them in iPhone houses just to keep it real. We'll put it in a airtight container filled with rice. We'll put one in an airtight container, and then we're just going to leave one out on the side. And we're going to see which one dries the quickest. My bet is the one that's just left out on the side. I'm going to take temperature readings, try and do it as scientifically as possible. Of course, it's never going to be 100% accurate, but this doesn't need to be scientific. This just needs to show that the rice does 0. And from my experience as a repair shop, it doesn't, it doesn't do anything. In fact, it makes things worse, and quite often kills phones because of the things that happens after, like putting power into a phone with water in after you think that magical rice has dried your device, but it really hasn't. So what we're going to do is just have a quick look over the board now. I'm going to take the shielding off and we're going to see if there's any damage. In all honesty, this phone's probably savable, so what I might do, I might actually see if we can save it. Because we've done the number one thing, which you should never do, which is putting power in a device that has water on it. Which everyone should know that, surely. We all know not to put electrics in water, don't we? We get taught that as children. You should know that. You'd find out quick enough. Okay, let's switch camera angles. Get this in focus for you. We'll have a quick look over with the microscope, just all of the horribleness that happens. Now this is 9 days. Now I've had a few suggestions from people on chat. We're going to do one where he was just outrightly saying rice works. Definitely works. 100% mate, works. I've seen it before. I think he's in Thailand. What he probably doesn't realise is the 30 to 40 degrees heat is probably drying it out, and he'd be better off just leaving it on the side than sticking it in rice. But he's given me instructions. It's got to be river water, basmati rice, even how to lay the phone down. So we're going to do his. But at the same time, we're going to chuck 2 Samsung's phones into a river. Or LG, anything we can take a battery out the back. We're going to chuck them into the river. I'm going to go grab them. We're going to bring them back to the shop because that will simulate the time it takes you to walk home. We're going to bring them back. I'm going to leave one on the side and do nothing. And the other one we're going to stick in rice. Follow his, rules exactly. And we're going to see which one looks the best after. They're probably both going to be ruined, but I'm guessing they're both going to have some sort of damage inside. So, okay. Well, this has got user damage in it, which is probably the reason why. I think if you look either end here, this connector's actually completely crushed from side to side. So That's probably the reason why this has been chucked in water. It was a perfectly working phone. You know, I think the touch was sporadic, and the person didn't want to pay for the connector, donated the phone to us. Other than that, I think I actually, for the video, got it working good enough, but I don't think it's usable without changing this. And it's just a 5C. So at the start of the first video, I showed the connectors, these dots here. Where's the one on the screen? Where are we? That one there. That one there. Oh, keep forgetting the camera angle on this. So we've got one here, one on the screen I've just showed you, and then one down here. They're water indicators. They actually go red if you just lick them. Okay, let's just have a quick look over. I'm not going to make this video too long. So you can see where the water settled here. You can see all of this here is salts, and you know, whatever else all along here. Let's zoom in to some of this. Okay. Right, you can see, this is a good example. See all of this white gunk down here? Look at that. That's on the shielding coming through the other side. I mean, that's after 9 days. You can see this sort of crud here that's settling on these capacitors. This down here, oxidation. I mean, what is that? This is pure water we dropped it in. Well, I say pure water, it's tap water, so it's full of chlorine, it's full of all sorts of nasty chemicals that they put in the water to keep the water arguably safe. Okay, so I mean, look, I don't know what that is, but it's reacted with the solder there, and it's produced this. That's going to affect the ability for this chip to function. Here, I mean, look at, scrape all this away. I mean, this is in the water that we put on their tap water, and once it's evaporated, it's left this on the board. Now this, if you don't clean this off, some of it will be fine. Some of it will start eating away at the board like rust. But you can see it, rust takes, well, I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to say, but rust, in my experience, is a long process. You know, rust takes time to form, an oxidization and chemical process to break down the metal. This here happens. I've seen this happen after hours of opening a phone up and drying it out. This is the sort of carnage that's left. So you can see this here is, I don't know how well you can see that on the video. On my monitor is a really bad feed. It's 720, so if you've got a decent laptop, hold up. You can actually hear that. Brilliant. I have no idea if this is joined. Good work, Ricky Lester. Can you actually hear me? Does the audio sound alright? I'm gonna sip this coffee until someone tells me. Oh, by the looks of it, no one's watching. No one cares. We're going to carry on regardless. Okay, so now you can see that I'm scraping away at this. I mean, look at that. I mean, that connection there, that's gone. See you later. So in 9 days, it's eaten away at the solder. And it's starting on all of these here. Starting on all of these caps. Right, let's have a quick look over, and then we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to some other points of damage. We'll try and power it on, see what happens. So I'm going to have to take the shielding off to get at this. But before we do that, let's see if it works. So let's stick it back in the housing. Let's use the original battery. Now, I mean, this might work. You'd be absolutely shocked at the state of some of these boards that actually power on. But what I will say is you'll start getting erratic behavior, and over a period of time your phone will start malfunctioning, misbehaving, and because the rice fixed your device, that's completely out your realms of possibility that this could be a cause of whatever the problem is on your phone. And you'll take it out of your pocket, stick it in a bag, do whatever, something you'd normally do every day, and it will stop working. And then it gets brought into the shop, and I get, oh, I just put it down on the table and it stopped working. And then you have a look at the phone, it's got water damage, it's got corrosion, it's got stuff that's chemical reactions going on inside the phone that shouldn't be there. And we test it, and the board's had a short on it because of this. It's just taken that long to manifest. So we need to go there. Yeah, it's taken that long to, if you would, show itself. Now, what I would never, if I've seen this sort of damage, let's have a look at the screen now. Okay, screen's got some corrosion on. It's starting there, but it's like a fungus. It'll get worse and worse, and if you don't treat it, if anybody's ever had mould in a house or flat, it starts off as a little bit, and it keeps going and going. You see this? That weren't there before, bro. Okay. Right, let's connect that. This isn't going to turn on straight away because the battery has been completely drained, and I actually accidentally turned it back on after it had turned itself off. But let's see what it's pulling. Right, if we go back to the other screen, you'll be able to see all of the voltages. Right, if we stick that on there, and you're looking at the blue down at the bottom and the red. So at the moment we're kicking out 5.2 volts. Let's see what the phone does. Right, so far so good. It's a normal boot pattern. Let's see if anything happens. Okay, our phone's decided to hang out at 0.42. And also, chat. What's up, chat? What are you doing? What you doing, bro? What's going on? Okay, so we've got that working now. Okie dokie, right. So it's hanging out at 4.2. It's entirely possible it could have killed the battery. What we do find out is that you don't really want to be sticking the battery. You don't want to be sticking a water damaged battery back in here without checking it first, because if that has got a short, it can send a voltage spike down the data lines directly to the chips concerned on the data line, and it can actually corrupt data. And obviously, if you've got pictures on there you do not want that. Okay, let's work backwards. Let's see if it will actually turn on. We'll take our DC power leads. Take our DC power leads and see if we can get this phone to boot. What else? Squid work with me? I mean, it's pretty late. I don't know if I'm going to do another one after this. We are going to do a... We're going to do a follow-up to this where I'm just going to do a really quick conclusion to the video and put together all of the information from it, and then we're going to put all of the videos that I've done every day, opening this up, taking it, so people can see I've properly checked it and I'm not just making all of this up. And if they want to spend however many hours going through it and making sure it's fair test, but yeah, if we do a conclusion, we can just pretty much skip straight to the conclusion. Okay, let's see what happens with DC. Well, good news is there's no short, although 3 volts, not low enough, not high enough, so let's go too high. What are you doing? 3.8. Okay, the 0.03, that's the leads, there's just resistance in there. Okay, that's prompt to boot. Okay, power button's working. See if it does the same. See if it hangs out around 0.4. One thing's for sure, the rear camera is probably not going to work. And we need to have a look at what line has fried itself on the camera circuit. But we've got no image and no boot. So that's essentially with those parts. So let's see if we can get this to boot with new parts. In fact, I'm not going to put new parts on this. We're going to take the shielding off and have a look at what damage is there, and then I'm probably going to stick this through the ultrasonics. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Let's get you up there. Yeah, we're going to just take the shieldings off this and have a look at the carnage underneath, and I'll probably leave it here for tonight. I don't know, we'll see. Should we see if we can get it working? I don't know. Okay, one thing's for sure, let's move this right out of the way because I do not want to see this in the workshop. Let's hide that mofo under there. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do, bring you to me. I'm going to take this off camera, I need to get vertically on this. What we'll do is we'll change the camera angle on this so you can see. Oh, we voided whoever's warranty that is. Right, let's get this camera out of the way. I thought I could get a good That's the thing with doing it on live stream. I don't normally look for what angle's the best so other people can see. Kind of just work with the angles that are given to you. What's comfortable for me. We'll just wait till that cools down. There you go. I don't know if I can get a better angle on that. Yes. Right, well that's the A chip. It's the main processor. Okay, let's not hold there for the camera. Hot potatoes. The last thing I want to do is cause a slide. Where can I come in for the camp? Think that up here. There we go, look at that. Come on, mofo. Let go. Right, we're just going to snap that back and forward. I'll let that cool down before I slide it all off. There we go. Right, it's worth having a look under air, in fact. Okay, let's get the microscope back in. Let's have a look underneath these shieldings. Okay, let's switch back. Okay, what's the other view? There we go. Right, you can see whatever horribleness is this. If the camera's picking that up very well. How about that? Oh, like I said, I don't know. That's the best I can get it, I think. Can I focus on that, maybe? That is some horrible, nasty stuff, man. Now that's on the plastic, so that's not... I don't think that's oxidation just yet. That's some sort of chemical reaction. You can see where the water's gone. It's come in here, or it's come in here. You can see it's got in here. That's scorch marks, that is. It's got here. And that's pretty good, that is. So you can imagine that some of the people who have put this in rice never had this sort of damage. So, you know, rice for the win. Let's have a look at this board now. Okay, so you can see quite a lot of corrosion around here. Let's have a look at what you can see. So we can see quite a lot of corrosion around here. I mean, some of these components here are just, I mean, that looks like it's completely gone. And then the corresponding bits that were on the shielding just around here. Other than that, I mean, around here, look, that board looks really good. And all around the baseband section, I think that's, is that Wi-Fi there? You can see scorch marks along there. Okay, that side, I mean, that looks salvageable. That looks pretty good. I mean, really, it's just this area here. Look at this. This is all... I mean, the underfill's done a pretty good job there. You can see the water is sat on the chip here. But hopefully this underfill here stopped the water from getting in. Same down here. Oh, looks like baseband, that does. And it doesn't look like any water's got in around here, maybe around this section. Okay. I'm pretty hopeful for that board, to be honest. What am I doing, in fact? What time is it? 9:30. Let's do it. Okay, so the rice... While we're waiting for that to heat up, we're going to chuck it in ultrasonic. So we're going to see if we can get it to boot tonight. I mean, why not? It shouldn't take too long. What have we been streaming for? About 40 minutes now, so... Yeah, I mean, it should take 10 minutes, 20 minutes to heat up, 10 minutes to stick it in and dry. And then we can see if we can clean some of this up. The rear camera, I don't think that's going to work. Touch, still going to be a problem, but nothing to do with the water, I don't think. This around here. Okay, compass IC looks okay. Yeah, I think that's savable. Right, let's have a look on camera. We'll have a look on ZXW and see what has got fried. Right, let's load that up. Right, wait till that loads. Flick over to ZXW. See if we can get that loaded. Right, I've still got... Hey, where's this logo? Why is that logo there? Come here, mate. I don't know where that's gone. Don't care. Okay, let's have a look on ZXW. So we're going to go to iPhone, 5C. Okay, that's a load. Get rid of some of these boxes. Need another screen. Right, let's have a look over here. Move that down. Right, we can see that on the screen a bit better now. Let's have a look under here. Let's zoom this down. Come back over to... so I have to click in this. And then my keys work. Hey, stop bouncing. Okay, let's have a look under here. So we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and 8. Particularly 8. So we'll flick back over to this ZXW. There we go. And we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory there. That is, I don't know if that's not coming up on your screen for some reason. That is PP2V85. So I'm guessing that's 2.85 volts to the camera. And we can see that it's come through here. So it's highlighted as nice and red there. So let's see if we can see where this voltage has come through and if it's the same. So we're looking at the first couple. Okay, so not that bad actually, looking at it here, and you can see the track. You can see the track coming from here through here to this dude here, and then to him here. But yeah, there's been a small fire. I mean, that's repairable. Pad's still there, so it's nothing, not the end of the world. This dude's probably got corrosion underneath him. Other than that, we'll have to see what it looks like when it comes out the Ultrasonics. I'm going to leave that to one side. What are we on? We are on 32. Okay. Well, while that loads, have a quick look at the G-Long tool we got. It's for, I believe, oh, need to undo that. Clever me. Done it up too tight. Ah, no. Yeah, this here, by the looks of it, it's got lots of different holes for us to put a soldering iron in. Let's have a look here. Subscriber. Ash has subscribed to my channel. Well, thank you very much, Ash. I don't know if I've... Yeah, look, there we go. So that's going to fit that in there nicely. And then we should be able to do some work on the iPhone 7 home buttons. Actually, Rolf, if you are watching this on Facebook, always remember, jump over to YouTube. You can search UK Microsoldering and just give us a like, subscribe to the page. It all helps try and build awareness. We're going to do quite a lot of videos on rice because I really want to put the rice thing to bed. I mean, I know from personal an opinion that the rice doesn't work. So obviously everyone's got an opinion. It's best to put some sort of fact behind that. So if I can do a few videos that'll help people out and save their phones. I've already had 4 people this week bring me phones, and every single one put it in rice for varying degrees of time. And yeah, you can see from this board here there's been a problem, so we're just waiting for the ultrasonic cleaner to heat up, and we're seeing if we're going to be able to save this 5C if you've just tuned in. I think in the meantime, I don't know if I've got any iPhone 7s to have a quick go on this. I haven't actually started it up yet. We'll have a look. I don't know if the 6S is the same. Let's have a look. Right, we've got a little baggie here that says could be faulty. These are the iPhone. They could be 6S. I mean, they are completely different to the iPhone 7 or even the 8. The problem with these is they're twin to the phone. Now, I've not done any work on these. I've not even touched them. If they're faulty, they're faulty and you just bin them. But you do lose Touch ID, which to some people is a huge problem. And let's get this in focus. I mean, this one here, let's get a real one. This one looks like an aftermarket one. See if it's... it's quite a good quality aftermarket one, but it hasn't got any of the ICs that for the scanning. I'll show you the difference. Okay, this is... see if we can zoom out here. Put one over the other. Right, let's flick back. Look at that. Okay. Can I get that in focus anymore? That'll do. I've got a new Barlow lens that I've ordered that should make the field of view on the screen similar to what I see. It's just annoying that, I mean, you can see a section of this home button. I mean, I can see, hold on, from there to there. I'd say twice the width and twice the height. So I've got twice the viewing area here. So it's frustrating for me when I'm looking at stuff and then I look up and you guys can't see it. Okay, let's have a look here anyway. You can see the difference straight away. I'm almost positive these are the same and it's not 6 and 6S. Should have a good look first. I think that's this. I might be wrong. These might both be aftermarket. Usually the Apple ones have got an Apple logo on. And a IC, I'm pretty sure anyway. Oh well. Let's see what these look like on here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Can I get that to work? No. It's a shame they don't need attachments. Right. But yeah, we're going to get some iPhone 7 home buttons anyway. I'm going to do some practicing on repairing tears and stuff in them. Because when they first come out, they were bricking the phones. So if you killed a home button or tore it or anything like that, you'd write the phone off. I think now you can actually use the phone, which is pretty good, I suppose. Right, what time are we on? Heat-wise. It takes forever to heat up, that does. So there's something I can do in the meantime. Let's have a look. My dad's phone. Let's go back to this. Good old Samsung. Good charge port on it. I'm pretty sure it's pulling. He wants to know why the ear speaker isn't working. It was pretty crudded up, to be honest. And it also had water damage, so. Oh. Right, why has that gone? Why has that changed my... Ah. Okay. Searching. Okay. Still trying to get all the kinks in the channel eye ironed out. If you've got any suggestions of what we could do better, particularly me. I'm going to try and start shortening these down, being more precise, thinking about the streams a little bit more. Okay, let's go back to the main one. It's in focus for me. Why are you not in focus? There we go. Alright, we're going to clean some of this corrosion. I haven't got the schematics for this, so for all I know, it could be a little boost IC for the ear speaker, and slowly over time that's just got worse. I think he wants it back as a spare phone, but it's one of those things, family and friends and stuff tend to come second when you do this job. It shouldn't be that way, but everyone needs to make money, so that's the most important. I think this is... Okay, that chip doesn't look good. I don't know if it will look any better from the side. Where are we? I mean, you can see there. Right, if I get a pair of tweezers, if you look real carefully, you can see the connections underneath. But when you tip it round from this point of view, you can just see that mess. Looks like two of the feet. That's hideous. I don't know if they've burnt out. Probably end up reflowing that. For all the parts, let's get it to go back on. Just want to test that it's charging, and then we'll address the second problem. Just going to leave the headphone jack out. Oh no, it's got the audio in. Yeah, we'll leave that out. I'll come back to that in a sec. I don't want to clip this on too much, it's a bit of a pain in the arse to get off. That'll do. Okay, let's get a... Right, I know this lead works. See what happens when we plug this in. You can see that's starting to pull 0.3, and if you look on here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. There we go, we've got a battery signal, it's going up to 0.4. I would like to see it go up to 0.9 maybe. I don't know how these old phones react. There we go, we're pulling it. So that side's done. So now I know that's definitely charging. Let's get rid of you. We know the LCD is still working, that's always good. I'm going to disconnect that, I'm going to reflow that chip. And with a bit of luck, not kill it. It's held in with these annoying little clips, this board is. Okay, slide you out. Slide you out. I'm going to charge you for new tweezers, Dad. It's not even glued in. What am I doing? What you doing, boy? Okay. Let's get some flux on that. Hopefully the flux is going to get rid of some of this junk. We can just reflow. Some light on there. Let's turn up some of this light. It's at the brightest it goes. See if we can get this at an angle so you can see. You see it bubbling away underneath. Oh. Whoa! Okay. Okay, so that was the microphone. Never seen that before. Shit. Well, I'm glad that was on camera. Fucking hell. Right, let's keep going now. Right, we're cleaning some of that crap off now. I think that was a capacitor. There we go, you can see it getting molten. I was just going in for a little tap there. There we go. Now, let's have a look at under that, and I might just clean it. And then we'll have a look at what the hell that was that just exploded. I have no idea if anybody's watching that. Could have just seen a live death on camera. Right, let's wait till that cools down and clean some of that. Holy shit. Definitely looks like a capacitor. Well, that's not rated for much heat, is it? No, I've had that happen to me once. We were fixing a power board on a TV. We changed all these caps, and the wrong rating caps were in the bag, and hit me clean in the forehead. That's gonna be so loud, it's right next to the mic. Oh, comedy. So we need to change the name of the live stream to Blows Up Dad's Phone. It's lucky I can fix it. You need a better brush for that. If you're wondering what this cleaning accessory is here, look at that, a good old toothbrush. Well, that's how I know my dad isn't watching, because my phone hasn't gone yet. Okay, those feet there look okay. Looks like there's a crack on the side of that chip. I don't know if that was there before this cap. It kind of just flipped back. So I don't know if it's taken a chunk of this little BGA chip with it. Wow. Well, that's not going to be on everyone's stream. Did not expect that. Right. Let's see if I can touch these up by hand. Looks like a little MOSFET, this says. Could have easily gone. That's an advert for not working for electricals, isn't it? Classic. Be like that. There's adverts where people die on the subway. They just go around the network. No one ever notices. I wonder how long the live stream goes before it just kicks out. I think YouTube just goes on and on. The technician just slumped over the desk. What's this guy doing? He's been doing it for ages. He's staying really still. Well, if you're listening via headphones, really sorry. Don't know if your ears are going to be okay after that. You can send your complaints to P.O. Box. Insert funny quote. The reason it's going so black is the flux itself. Partly the corrosion coming off this. Partly whatever this was that exploded. Oh, that's a huge fear there. I have to go and look for bloody schematics for this now to find out what the hell that was. I wonder if it boots. Hey bro, what were you? Well, if you know what the hell that was that just exploded before I do, I'm gonna say capacitor. Just by the way it exploded. You know what? I've never seen that through heat though. Never seen. Oh, it's all happening for me today. I've had the third chip in a windscreen of the year, so 3 windscreens for me this year. All 3 chips. I think one of them was a one-legged man who my missus antagonised because they were shouting in the middle of the street and she told them to shut up. You know, Monday, 2 in the morning, scaring the kids and all that. So she lost it with that, and then I come downstairs and my windscreen was smashed. Living life in the ghetto. Okay, I think that's right. Now to address. Now to address what exploded. Let's change this back. Oh, no, it looks like I already have. It's funny actually, because we're actually going to do a few videos of stuff on boards exploding. The feet are still on that. Get the F off me. You can see that, yeah. I'm hopefully going to sort my jittery microscope feed out. Is that half? No, I can't tell if that pad has actually gone or not. I think half of it's gone. No, it looks metallic still though. It's bizarre. Okay, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Good enough. Good enough. It's good. Okay. What did you just shit all over me? I mean, that could have even been a old school battery, looking at it. Is that the BIOS to this? Oh, hope not, Dad. Does that say on the back? Oh shit, I think it is. Yeah, it is that positive. So what have we learned today, kids? Don't put heat on a battery, sir. Right, let's see if I can find out what this is. See if we can order one. God, that's how old and great this phone is. I think that is. I don't know, actually. I've got P written on it. SM41. SM41. Okay, let's see if we can get. Is it BIOS? I don't think it is BIOS. SM41. Let's try capacitor.